lots of guests, and we are at block. What's the block? It ends in 7, so it's 629997. 3 blocks left until the halving.
All right, well, welcome everybody to the first official Team Satoshi Bitcoin Halving Challenge, otherwise known as the Bitcoin Olympics. We have some amazing athletes who have joined us, and we're really excited to get started. So for me, I am the host of the Advanced Tech Podcast, and I'm joining from Vancouver, Canada. Vlad, over to you.
Oh yeah, I'm psyched to be doing this, and we have lots of people who have joined here specifically to do some sort of exercise. Some people will be running, some people will be cycling across borders because Bitcoin is truly borderless money. And there will be people doing burpees and squats and push-ups and pretty much anything to not sit in one place for 21 hours as other people do.
Fair enough.
But let's just remind ourselves why we are here. So except for the Bitcoin halving, we also have a charitable cause. And there is this St. Anne, I think. What's it called? I think it's St. Anne School in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
That's going to receive donations. So there's going to be a QR code in the live stream. If you think that it's a good cause or anything, then you should definitely send some sats to that cause so we can help some school kids get some access to the internet and get computers and possibly learn about Bitcoin. And look at all these awesome guests that we have. We have Richard from Bitcoin Runners, and we have Anita Posh from her Bitcoin podcast.
Hi.
Hello. So we're going to go to Vitas and to Richard to talk about Team Satoshi, but Anita, I know you want to get started. So let's go right into the charity at St. Anne's School and maybe a little bit about your trip to Zimbabwe.
Oh, yeah, great. I mean, thanks for doing this thing with the donations here, because it's really a great thing. I was in Zimbabwe in February and got to know many people there and talked with them about Bitcoin. And one of the people was the headmistress of a school for small children from 2 to 12 years. And last week I had my 50th birthday, and I thought, what can I do what makes sense and help someone? And then I came up with the idea to do a call for donations for the school, which has like 2 purposes. The one thing is really to help the people there, because the situation in Zimbabwe is really disastrous, I would say. And on the other hand, we can not only help those little children, but we can also show how easy and fast we can send money with Bitcoin to Zimbabwe, because with US dollar, you cannot do that. And the headmistress already got some donations, and they are actually in tears, because they are saying they can let the school run for another 2 months. They thought they have to shut it down, but now they are able to teach the children and to support them.
Awesome. Very cool. So we've talked a little bit about what the challenge is, but essentially for people that are just tuning in, what it is, it's a fitness challenge between block 629999 and 630000, where all of our athletes will be doing some kind of a fitness challenge for the duration of those 2 blocks. We'll be cutting to them live throughout that challenge. But before we get into that, we'd like to talk to Vitas Zeller and to Richard Taylor. So Vitas, if you can hear us, what is
Yes,
Team Satoshi?
I can hear you.
Awesome. What is Team Satoshi and why did you start it?
Hello, party people. I'm here with Manu.
Hi.
And with Toby.
Hey there.
We were already swimming quite a bit, and now we're running to a village called Halving, but not with V. You write it with F. My idea with Team Satoshi was to combine my 2 passions, which is Bitcoin and sports, and to bring the message out to the world in a different way, not in a technical way, but in a way that people understand. And I think sports has always been a powerful message for people, and that's why I started it. I started it with a prototype called Tour de Satoshi, which started last year on January 3rd for the 10th anniversary of Genesis block Bitcoin. And I started in Florence and rode the bike through harsh winter times to Frankfurt, to the ECB, European Central Bank, and I tried to pay every night with Bitcoin, which turned out to work out in 7 out of 9 cases. So yeah, this is what Team Satoshi is.
I really like the way this is getting presented. It's so authentic. We are doing sports in the middle of a pandemic. Some of us are at home, some of us are running outside. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but I don't want to know, honestly.
No, it's legal. We can run individual sports with up to 5 people, so we're all good here.
Awesome. So what other challenges has Team Satoshi completed?
Well, quite a few by now. After the Tour de Satoshi, I gathered quite a few other athletes, like Anita, who just was talking, as well as Veronica Kut and Jeremias Kangas, founder of Local Bitcoins. And we did a 4-day triathlon from Switzerland to Munich with roughly 290 kilometers cycling, 65 kilometers running, and 14 kilometers swimming across the Bodensee, which is the biggest lake in Germany. And it was a great experience. We got received really well. And then Anibal was running marathon. Then more people started running marathons for Team Satoshi. We ran the run for halvening. So quite a few things. And now, yeah, we're celebrating the halving.
Oh yeah, baby.
So
This is
Richard,
the third ever halving. I'm not sure if you understand the concept, but we are going to have such scarce Bitcoin. There's only going to be like 1,200,000 Bitcoins being mined in the next 4 years. And that's a very low percentage of the supply. So we celebrate that by burning calories, just like the miners burn some calories when they produce Bitcoin blocks.
awesome. Before we cut to Richard, so Vitas, what does Bitcoin mean to you?
Mostly 2 things: sovereignty and freedom. That's why I love it so much. It's the only scarce asset in the universe. That's what it means to me.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Well, enjoy your run, and we'll check
Awesome.
in with you toward the end.
Yeah, see you guys later.
Bye. Richard, over to you. Hang on, I'm just going to mute. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Hi there. Thanks very much, Alexandra.
You bet.
Hey, Vitas, I haven't started the challenge yet. This is not me doing the challenge, I have to say. It's going to be a little bit more dynamic. I'm going to be moving my arms going for a run. Yeah, just to outline what Bitcoin Runners is. I'm not sure if this is working very well. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's cool because I can see lots of people doing activities, warming up for the challenge. Yeah, so the question?
Yeah, absolutely. So what is Bitcoin Runners, and why did you start it?
Okay, yeah, so Bitcoin Runners is a free global borderless running club with at the intersection of 2 very important community-led movements, which are obviously Bitcoin and running. So I started it really for two main reasons. Well, the first, to accelerate the adoption of Bitcoin and to socialize its use as a global currency. And secondly, to basically encourage more people into running and enjoy the sort of life-changing benefits that it offers. And talking about offering, Bitcoin Runners, it just seemed a bit strange why, combining running and Bitcoin, how is that going to work? So far, we've supported and organized 2 conference runs. So the first one was of the Genesis run, the first one. That was with Annabelle last year in London. We ran after meeting at Andreas Antonopoulos' Patreon meeting. And then we also organized a run at the Lightning Conference in Berlin. This is October last year, where conference members came together. We had a run around the city, explored the city, got to know one another. is a really nice experience. So if you're a runner and you want to get goal-specific training plans, you want to have training sessions, we're going to be creating and developing those, making them available for free. We'll also be creating resources and content for people to follow Bitcoin and checking products and reviewing items, as well as Bitcoin runners and Team Satoshi merchandise, for example. This lovely shirt that I'm sporting, which just arrived today. Yeah, that's an outline of Bitcoin runners.
Awesome. So what challenge are you going to be doing today?
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to go for a run. It's going to be 6.25 kilometers out, depending on how long the blocks go. Maybe I'm going to also include the 6.25 to come back. I'm planning to include a couple of local tourist attractions. There's where I live, there's a place, Jane Austen's house. And when she was living there was a turn of the 19th century. So this is a time when the UK was on the, or the pound was on the gold standard, so which obviously it isn't anymore. And then the turning point will be a 3,000-year-old yew tree, which interestingly, you know, when it started growing, money hadn't yet been invented, and people were just relying on barter and the gift economy. So it's amazing to think how young money is, and people think Bitcoin is young, but money is also very young, and Bitcoin is just the latest for that. So I think we're ready to go.
Awesome. And what block are we currently at right now? Are we 69998?
So we are stuck at 629997. The new one should have been mined, but I guess we are being delayed a bit here. We're not, you know, there's this myth which says that there's a new Bitcoin block being mined every 10 minutes, but it doesn't necessarily apply. It's like a ratio between the hashing power which exists and the difficulty that exists on the network, which gets readjusted every 21,000 blocks, but that's too technical. Anyway, we are 3 blocks away from the halvening, and we are officially going to start this bona fide Olympics, because really we are people gathering every 4 years and we are doing sports. So this is like the Olympics of Bitcoin. And we are going to start on the block before the halvening. And I just keep on checking the mempool to see if a new block gets mined, to see what's going on. I look at the price, but don't look at the price because that's a terrible idea. Please don't. Don't destroy your morale right now.
Dang, Vlad, you're bringing in some knowledge. Very nice.
Oh, that's why I'm here, I guess.
Yeah, you're the Bitcoin
to provide
expert.
some overview on what's going on the mempool. I guess this can be, you know, like sports commentary in itself. People looking at the mempool and seeing, oh my God, look at the fee, how high it got. Oh no, we are 1 minute over the 10-minute limit. What's going to happen? When's the new one coming out? Oh no, 2 blocks have been mined in the row, and there's an empty block being mined by I don't know which company, like Bitmain, because they're the bad ones who do it.
All right, so should I like film myself, or are we filming ourselves working out?
Yeah,
So,
essentially.
All right, I mean, all right, I'll do mine. So enjoy.
We're gonna wait until 629,999 to officially start. So what we're doing right now is just kind of going through and talking to people. I want to give Richard just a quick, if we can go back to you, Richard. What does Bitcoin mean to you?
Yes. Oh, very loaded question. Yeah, so Bitcoin for me has 3 major components. The first is the actual invention itself, the technology, the genius of the design. I've been looking at Bitcoin now for about 5 years, and every time I peer down a rabbit hole, I learn something new, I find something new, and I'm just scratching the surface. It is really such a fascinating invention. The second thing is really how we can use Bitcoin as a tool, and how we can put our savings, our monetary value into Bitcoin, and to preserve it and protect it, transact and do really cool things with the layers on top of Bitcoin, like Lightning with very small payments, very fast payments too. So that's really exciting. And the third thing is really the prospect of what Bitcoin is going to do to our global society when we get the separation from state money and state. So when those two things are separated, I think we should get some really amazing things happen to our global society. That's what excites me.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard.
I should also mention
yes,
before we move on that people watching this can also participate the challenge by filming themselves doing their workout and tweeting the video under the Halving Challenge hashtag. And if you do that, I'm going to check on Twitter to see if you posted anything, and I'm going to give you a shout out and congratulate you because you're doing a great job. And this is the way we should be celebrating the halvening, not by sitting. And that's hypocritical because I'm the one sitting, but everyone else is doing workouts. So don't judge me.
Congratulate me, Vlad. Come on.
Yeah, go. E-currency holders. So it's going nuts. Go with the burpees. Wow.
Nice. Awesome. So we're going to switch over to, it looks like Annabelle is frozen. Shoot. Okay. We'll wait for him to come back. So before we switch over to everyone, I'd like to thank our contributors. So we've got Bitcoin Runners. We've got Bitco, who's done a lot of the graphics for us and a lot of the promotion. We really appreciate it. There's a really cool halving bot that we've been using in the channel. It's called the When Halving Counting Bot on Telegram by Philip. And you can find him on Twitter at Blockchain Burrow. And then also there's Clark Moody dashboard for Bitcoin metrics that we've been referring to as well. So thanks to everyone who's contributed. Thanks to all of our athletes. We literally could not have done this without you, and to all of the organizers, we really appreciate.
Hey, Alexandra, do you think this is the right time to show all of the viewers what Team Satoshi is all about and display a video?
I think let's do that, yeah.
I mean, it's easy to talk about what they do, but when you watch them and you realize how active they are and what have they been doing for the last year, it's really impressive. It gives you this feeling that Bitcoin is much more than money, and it's all about forming communities and starting something that cannot be stopped by governments.
100%.
So I just click the share button.
Spot has the power to change the world. It has the power to unite people. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Spot can create hope where once there was only despair.
All right. So that is Team Satoshi. And for some reason, I'm hearing myself. I'm not sure why. So I'd like to cut over to Annabelle. If you can hear us now, Annabelle. Nope.
Oh, everyone is muted, just so you know.
Ah, okay. Yes.
I muted you during the video, so...
Annabelle, I'm not sure if you can hear us. If not, we'll make sure that we keep the live stream going to catch your story and
That's
what
fine,
you're
because
doing for challenge.
the new block got mine 4 minutes ago. I'm not sure if you're hearing me, but the new block got mine 4 minutes ago, which means that in one block we begin the challenge officially. So we should be prepared for it. And I'm expecting people to tweet under having challenge so I can give them a shout out. Let's see how many people have done workouts. I'm scrolling and all I see is Vitas and Richard and Anita and Jestly.
Cool.
Wait, did I do my people? Am I doing this too early?
You are. You can relax.
What?
So
okay, I'm gonna save my last set then for when we start that challenge.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I'm not doing much sports other than jogging. So I had not a very good chance here other than running in the rain now. And yeah, I'm a little bit hectic because I just did my talk at the Value of Bitcoin conference like 10 minutes ago or something like that. And I got, I guess, a lot less audience than I have here. So, nevertheless, I'm happy to do the workout already. So that's why I'm running already. And usually I'm running those 30 minutes or so. I guess this time maybe like 20 or something. I don't know yet. I hope next block is coming and then the challenge starts. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Kim from Munich. And yeah, I love Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Awesome. Where can people find you on Twitter?
My
you don't
Twitter
have to say.
My Twitter handle is K9ERT. So K number 9, and then ERT. So that's a little bit of a German language gimmick, which you probably don't understand. So.
Oh, you can explain it to us.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
All the spotlight is on you.
My last name is Unut, which if you would do it in English, it would be Ninert, because it's a number 9 in that. And so with K9ERT is something like Kim, and then my last name with a short number abbreviation.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, enjoy your run. It looks like it's a little bit dark there.
Yes, it is. So, see you and keep me updated about the blocks.
Of course, we will.
See you.
See you.
Hey, Renee, are you there?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, no, Renee.
Renee is, I believe, teaching a course, so I think she's muted.
Oh,
but she's going to come back on.
I'll ask her if she was in the middle of a course. That's crazy that she's doing this while she's teaching in a class.
Yeah. Renee was hoping to be on an exercise bike at home. And obviously this halvening has been brought forward by 5, 6, 7 hours already. And so unfortunately it's clashing with one of her classes. So it's really cool that she's joining us here and giving the class while on the challenge.
So eCurrency Hodler, is that how I'm pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. So what, tell us a little bit about what you're doing for the challenge and where people can find you on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm just doing so for the past 50 days, I did a 100% 100 sit-up challenge. And then, so it's going to be an extension of that, except I'm doing 10 push-ups, 10 burpees, and 20 sit-ups per round, and I do for 5 rounds. And then I guess you can find me at ecurrencyhodler on Twitter.
Awesome.
And I just give you guys a shout out too.
Cool. Thank you. It looked like Annabelle popped back up there for a second. I don't know if you can hear us. Nope. Yes, no. All right, we should cut to another athlete.
We should look at Dario. Look at that, landscape. He is in Zurich, right?
Yes.
He seems to be running in a very intense rhythm. We can't hear you, Dario, because you're muted, but you should unmute your microphone and we're going to hear. Okay.
You can hear me huffing and puffing. How's the sound? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Sure.
So, welcome to Zurich. It's wet. It's a bit chilly. And I'm just finishing up 6K as I turn the corner onto the Bahnhofstrasse. That's Zurich Main Street.
Bahnhofstrasse, doesn't that mean like the street of banks?
Bahnhof. Yeah, I guess if you change one letter, it could be. No, it's the street that goes to the main station.
Oh, okay.
The Bahnhof. Anyway, it's one of the reported to be one of the most expensive pieces of real estate in the world. Maybe not these days with Corona hitting, but a lot of watch manufacturers have their thing here. You'll find all the great shops. Can you guys see the road?
We can.
So here on the right, that lit up building, that's the Swiss National Bank, or the old headquarters of the National Bank. And on the left is a building that's called Trust Square. So a group of guys got together and they set up a kind of open workspace incubator thing across the street, of course, from National Bank. Very symbolic. They've moved and they're now 200 meters down the road.
Cool. I remember being there. It looks about the same as it was when I was there last with you.
I wish I had that coat you were wearing that time. Yes. Actually, right now it's fine. I'm warmed up.
Cool.
So I forgot to mention that you can also watch our event on bitcoinolympics.org. That's a domain which was actually bought by Richard a couple of days ago. And if you're into that, you're going to get a redirect to the webpage that we have for the event. But for the next 4 years, I guess, we're going to have a dedicated Olympics page and dedicated marketing and all that stuff. So if you're watching this, you're really participating history in the making, not only because of the halvening, but because this is the first ever Bitcoin Olympics.
Awesome.
Hi guys, 99 is mined.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, it says zero blocks to go.
The halvening has happened. Oh my God!
It has happened.
Wait, it's happened?
Yeah, it has happened.
Hey!
Happy halving!
Happy halving, guys! Happy halving!
We need to get started on a challenge.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the challenge on the last block, but...
And then talk to Sergey.
Ah, there's Annabelle.
I'm still running. Yes, I'm still running. I am running through the coast of Scotland. I have no good signal, but I'm still running. I'm going to run 6 kilometers. Happy halving to all of you. It is amazing to be part of this community. I am from Venezuela. I left my country 4 years ago. I think I am dedicated to educate the Spanish speaker communities around the world with several initiatives. But Well, happy halving to all of you.
Awesome. Happy halving. And you translated Andreas's the Internet of Money book into Spanish. Is that right?
Yes, I translated the Internet of Money Volume 2 into Spanish. I have worked with Andrea Santanopoulos, this good friend of mine. We became a friend like 1 year ago at the same time that Richard and Vitus. And I have worked with him, with Andrea in several projects.
Awesome. And for anyone who didn't hear the announcement, this is Annabelle. And where can we find you on Twitter?
On Twitter, my handle is my name, Anibal Santaella. In YouTube channel, Anibal Santaella is a Spanish name. I am quite active on Twitter with the community. What else? Now I am heading back to my home to complete the 6.225
Looks like we're losing you a little bit. I think you're getting into an area where it's low signal again, unfortunately. But everyone, that was Anibal Santaelas, and he's done some really amazing accomplishments.
I will be joining us from a desk.
Cool.
Okay, so we have had the halving block mined. So the question is, how long do you think it's going to take until we get the next block mined? I'm just on Twitter right now checking to see how people react. Everyone is happy. They're like popping champagne right now, but I'm actually curious to see how many miners stick around for the next blocks.
Hey guys, thanks for hosting this. This has been really fun. Great idea. I've got to go, but thank you guys. This was awesome.
Thanks for joining.
Cheater.
Well, he started early, so he's officially done.
Yeah, he started early. But he left exactly when we were supposed to do the challenge. So, Alexandra, are we going to do anything? Because I feel like, I don't know, I'm slacking here while, we have people running and cycling and swimming and doing yoga and doing burpees and doing push-ups and doing squats. I mean, I feel like I should stand up and do something.
You could. You're going to be on your own for that one. I'm going to go for a run later for sure. But yeah, go for it if you would like.
But before this, count. I feel like we should explain the significance of 6.25 because it was mentioned a couple of times that people run 6.25 kilometers. And that's a magical number because that's going to be the Bitcoin mining reward for every block for the next 4 years. Actually, not exactly 4 years. It's going to be 210,000 blocks.
Exactly. And what's I guess that's the mining reward for creating new Bitcoins. So people think that they're actually creating Bitcoin when you're mining Bitcoin. You're actually not. That's the block reward for people that are mining the blocks. So previously when it first started, it was 50, and then it went down to 25. So the first halving, it went from 50 coins being rewarded to 25, and then from 25 to 12.5, which is what we've just finished right now. And then now it's gone to 6.25. So exactly like you're saying, that's the significance of 6.25 as you're seeing completed in all of the challenges.
Oh yeah, and it's only going to get more scarce. So you only have 21 million Bitcoin, and by now I suppose we have mined about 17 million or 18. Let me check. I don't want to speak something wrong.
There's a few coins that have been lost as well, but what's really important right now is it's essentially we're going into quantitative hardening, which is the opposite of what you see happening around the world with most currencies. You see so much quantitative easing happening, and one of the really cool things about Bitcoin is the fact that it's actually valuable and it's actually powered by tons of work put behind it. So it is probably the hardest asset in the world. I think, as far as what the actual monetary value is.
So far there have been 18.37 million bitcoins that have been mined.
Hello?
Have less than Hello.
May I interrupt? We're about to run into Halving.
Awesome.
So we're just like 100 meters away. And yeah, we'll show you guys the sign of Halving just in a few seconds.
Awesome.
How's it going up there?
Just so you know, you don't have video right now, so we cannot see you.
Oh, can you see me now?
Not yet.
No?
Looks like it's trying to flip back though. And for everyone, that was Vita Seller, who's currently running to Halving. He's also just completed a swim, so he's doing a mini triathlon. And he's about to pass over into Halving, and he's going to show us once he does.
Can you guys see me?
No.
Here's the Halving sign. Can you see it?
No, for some reason.
You should speak louder into the microphone so it switches
Okay,
to you.
hello?
Now we
can
can
you
see
see
it.
the Halving sign?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, here we are. Hello. Woo!
Take a good picture of it.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, we will do that.
So
Hey,
let
what's
me
up?
get this straight. You people have run 6.25 kilometers on purpose just to get to this sign?
No, actually, we swam for around 300 or 400 meters, and then we went for a run for 15 kilometers. Yeah, just to reach the sign, yeah.
And now you got to run back, right?
Nah, we'll probably take a cab. We'll see.
Awesome.
We forgot our headlights, so it's quite dark already.
Yeah, it's got to be closing in on what, like 11 at night where you're at now?
Yeah, it's going to be 9:30 in Germany.
Okay.
Hi guys there, it's Toby, the third one of the three musketeers of Munich. So we're pretty wet now because it's pretty shitty weather here, but it was worth it. So pretty nice night run, pretty nice swim. So enjoy your warm living rooms while we're freezing on it.
Greeting from Munich to Halving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Was machen wir hier noch?
This is interesting. You know,
Alright.
it's fascinating to see this kind of commitment that Bitcoiners have and how much they enjoy doing sports at the same time. Like, Vitas can do a lot of other stuff, but he chooses to run, to swim, to cycle, to do all of these challenges. And right now we have... Who is this? Wait. Alexandra?
Yeah.
I see somebody running, but I don't see a name, so I don't know who this is.
I don't know either. Whoever is running, if you want to go off mute, just introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you're doing.
In the dark? No. So I already had my 3 minutes, so maybe I tell you something about myself. So I'm the maintainer of the Spectre desktop. So, or contributing to it, mainly about releasing stuff there. If you don't know, Spectre is an awesome ecosystem. Well, not really an ecosystem, but maybe it gets one at some point in time. So we're doing a hardware wallet with Stepan Snigirev. It's mainly, all of that is from his mind. So he's doing a hardware wallet out of industrial components. And Spectre Desktop is the application which gets used on the desktop as a web application, and it's directly connected to Bitcoin Core. And you don't need to have a transaction index. You don't have to need. You only need to have the wallet feature enabled on Core, and you can use all your hardware wallets like Trezor, Ledger, Cold Card. So all major hardware wallets can be used with Spectre Desktop. And yeah, we just released today, effectively an hour ago, or 2 hours ago, the new version 3.0.0 with a lot of new features. Actually, the biggest release we ever had. And yeah, we're looking forward to what we can achieve with that. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So how far along? Oh, go ahead, Vlad.
It has been 13 minutes since we had our last block, so it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for the next one to be mined. And interestingly, the average fee for the next block is 107 satoshi per byte, which means that there's a lot of demand for block space, and there should be a lot of demand for block space because this means that Bitcoin is being used and the whole capacity of the network is very much in demand. And it's also interesting that the halving block has included 3,134 transactions, which is a lot more than the other ones that came before it.
Cool. Oh. Renee, did you want to say something? I'm not sure. Renee is teaching a course right now, so I'm not sure if she's going to come on to speak on the live stream, but if you'd like to, you can.
But we have Easter or Esther. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but she's doing yoga. And she hasn't spoken with us. I feel like, you should come up and say hello. The challenge is over. It has been destroyed by the halving, which came earlier than we expected.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Esther.
Hi, Esther.
I'm Korean, but I'm in England. I'm Bitcoin runner. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you on Twitter? And where can people find you?
I'm sorry?
Are you on Twitter or?
No.
Okay.
Also, all the information from Richard and other friends, family, and yeah.
So what does your t-shirt say? Is it Bitcoin Runners?
Yeah, this is Bitcoin Runners. I painted it as a symbol.
Oh, really?
The printers to shut down because of the coronavirus situation. So we made it as a sample.
That's awesome. I like that.
Thank you.
Cool.
So what you're doing there is very unique because everybody else is running, cycling, swimming, doing push-ups and burpees and squats and whatnot, deadlifts or whatever. Actually, I haven't seen anyone do deadlifts, but that would be impressive. But you're doing yoga, and that's also special because we haven't had somebody else do yoga.
I'm a yoga instructor, and it's very compatible with running. So I choose yoga to participate today.
Awesome.
We very much enjoyed watching you, and good luck with your workout. Get those muscles pumped and show every Bitcoiner out there how it's supposed to be done.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Esther.
Also, I see that Dario is up to something.
Uh-oh.
You caught me. So the run is over. I've done my challenge, and I'm going to be grabbing a beer, hopefully with a couple of Bitcoiners. This is the James Joyce pub. In Switzerland, the lockdown opened up today. So this is the first time that restaurants are allowed to take people. So it looks pretty quiet at the moment. And yeah, we'll see if the Bitcoiners in the local community show up.
You should tell everyone that the Bitcoin halving has happened and tell them that the halving is priced in.
Really? Is that going to interest these guys? I'll ask. I'll ask to see how it goes. But
it's
man, it's very quiet here.
So what are you going to have there?
I'm going to have a vodka soda.
Sounds like the right beverage to have after a long run and walk.
Wow, it is really dead.
It's cool that you're in the new block reward, and then also the first day as your country opens up.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's so Switzerland in general. Today was the first day that schools were opened up again. I think everyone has to get back into the swing of going out again in the evenings. I mean, it's been 2 months and we've all been locked up at home basically. So it's a change of gears. Yeah, for the miners as well. Yeah. How's the price doing, by the way? It was 9.3, no 8.3 when I started the run. Where is it now?
That's a good question. I'm gonna check.
I can tell you, but it's likely that it dropped. So I don't want to disappoint you.
Well, it's a buying opportunity, isn't it?
No, it went up actually, 8,540.
Oh man, I can see the noobs already wondering what they should do, and they might be getting caught on the wrong side of all of this. Who knows? Who knows? I see Anita there. What's she up to? I thought she was doing some exercise. She's just sitting there.
I'm finished. I started too early, and then the halving was so fast, so I'm finished.
I did my 6K. I'm done running for the year, I think. Oh, but it's nice to see everybody. Who is that rowing the boat? I don't know him.
How's it going?
That's going well. It's sunny where you are.
I'm in New Brunswick, Canada.
Wow, that's very cool.
Thank you.
And
yeah,
in place.
My wife and I are CrossFitters, so I did my gym do up a CrossFit workout for me, and then I finished with the row because in case the blocks took a little bit longer. So it was good. Yeah.
This is super. Super. Anyway, I'm going to cut out in a bit, but I wanted to thank Vlad and Alexandra for hosting. It was fun to run with you guys. I was expecting a little bit more commitment from the Swiss community. I'm not disappointed though. It was cold and miserable. I wouldn't have come as well if I hadn't already signed up for this. But yeah, it was cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking part in the first Bitcoin Olympics. You made history.
It was fun. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.
Bye, Dario. And then a rower from New Brunswick. What's your name and where can people find you on Twitter, or are you on Twitter?
Yeah, no, hi there. I'm on. My name's Christian. I'm the littlest hodler on Twitter. I got involved with this from eCurrency. He got me into his push-up challenge when the pandemic started, the lockdown started, and I haven't been involved in Bitcoin or in the community very long, but it was once I got in that circle, it was just an explosion. Started talking with people, learning a lot more, and it was great to be here today and see everybody working out, and it was awesome. So thanks for the invitation.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you're also Canadian?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way you can tilt your phone so we don't have to turn our heads to watch you?
That better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It tilted automatically on my feed, so I didn't know if everyone else was seeing it tilted or not. But so I apologize if it was a bit jarring. But I had my the phone was hooked onto the rower, so yeah.
Well, good. And then for on Twitter, your littlest hodler, is that your handle?
That's me. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
I've actually liked your tweets because you're the most active one using the halving challenge hashtag.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm working from home, and so I've got 2 or 3 screens in front of me all day. So it's nice to be able to kind of turn my brain off from my regular work for a while and interact with the community and stuff. It's been great.
So what does Bitcoin mean to you?
For me, like I said, I got involved in the space about a year ago after quite a bit of research. I grew up not particularly financially educated, and made some mistakes and some poor choices over the years. So now for me, Bitcoin, where it's my keys, my coins, my hard work, and my kind of education that goes into it, it means a lot that I control it, and that it kind of feels like I'm controlling my own destiny again. So it's really great.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for having me on. This was fantastic. So thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you at the next 4-year Bitcoin Olympics.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks.
We should also mention that we haven't had a new block in 22 minutes. So what's going on? Where are the miners going? This is turning out to be quite a mystery.
wonder if all the good question.
So I see that some people have returned from their workout. So Jess, can you tell us more about what you have performed?
Yeah, definitely. So what I did is I'm living in a town close to Austria named Passau. So it is a bordering town to Austria. Therefore, as the event of halving, and since Bitcoin represents borderless money, I went on a run from Passau to the nearest town in Austria, and that's how I celebrated the halving.
Very cool.
So what kind of workout did you do? Because I don't think I have seen you. There was a lot of people online here, and I wasn't able to see everyone at the same time.
I went on a run. So I went on a run through a hill to the other side of Austria, and I have posted some photos on Twitter under the hashtag halving challenge. So that's what I did.
So I'm going to like your tweets because I pretty much admire everyone who has participated to this challenge, and I know that we did not have, the proper resources to do marketing and PR and let everyone know, but I feel like this was the coolest small Bitcoin halving party ever, and also the first ever Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I also like Team Satoshi a lot. So Vitez, Anibal, Dario, so eCurrency Hodler, Richard, I have met some of them in different conferences. I was also part of the run for halving in the past. So it is quite exciting for me to be part of Team Satoshi and all they do for Bitcoin and sports.
So do you do any kind of programming in the space or work on Bitcoin projects?
Yes, I work on Bitcoin projects since a year and a half. Currently, I was working for a mining company, but recently I quit this company, and I'm currently working for a small startup which is looking to build Bitcoin financial services. So that's what I do currently.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, mining companies are probably not going to be that profitable anymore after the halving. So I suppose you left at the right time.
Yeah, I guess so too. I mean, you in the beginning of the show, you were mentioning about the impact that the miners will have. So, I mean, if you are not efficient and if you do not have a strategy which is, better than the average market strategy, then you are gone.
This is actually the most fascinating part about Bitcoin because it converges towards the most efficient form of energy that we can produce.
Absolutely.
If you're burning coal or burning oil and that's expensive and costly and polluting, you're not going to get too far.
Yeah.
But if you find ways to harness solar power and wind power and water wheels and stuff like that, then you're going to produce lots of energy and also be sustainable on the long term. That also produces energy that can be used for households. So if anything, we can say that Bitcoin accelerates the use of renewables.
Totally agree.
So as a former employee of a mining company, what do you think that the mining landscape is going to look like in the next 4 years? Are we going to see fewer pools?
Fewer pools. I don't. It's for me. I really do not know. So it's really. I mean, it's really hard to predict about what is going to happen. But in the end, as you said, like it's everything has to do with game theory. So you have to look into the market currently. So I'm pretty sure like almost all the big miners have procured the most efficient machines. So there is a possibility that for some time at least there could be concentration of hash power, but in terms of Schumpeter in economics, market is always going to be in a disequilibrium because new type of mining equipment or new type of efficiency improvements will come into the space, and then again the process of decentralization starts. And as I said, that is the beauty of mining itself, because it's completely open and anyone can disrupt at any point.
Right. And you mentioned something very important there, that there's going to be some innovation in the field of ASICs, and we'll basically we'll have machines that are much more efficient at using electricity.
That's right, yeah.
So it's not as wasteful as people make it to be, because it converges towards efficiency all the time.
Yeah, it converges towards efficiency all the time. There are already some interesting research that is happening. It's promising, but yeah, we have to wait and see if they are going to be meaningful from a market perspective.
We also haven't had a new block in 27 minutes. So that's quite a long time for the average block time. Do you think it's going to take longer? Do you think that lots of miners have left the business after the halving?
Yeah, exactly. It's possible. So there could be a huge drop in hash rate, which is yet to be seen in the network. And since the difficulty stays as it is, it is getting harder for the current. For the miners that are existing in the space to mine the next block. So yeah, it is natural for them to take longer than expected. But again, it's theoretical. But if they are able to crack the code, then yeah, they are done.
Yeah, it's also very interesting to watch the mempool all the time and wonder what's going to happen. This can be like a sport in itself, which gets commentary from people.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you very much. I feel like your insights have been very useful because you work in the field, or you used to work in the field of mining. So you have some insider knowledge about what happens.
To a certain extent, yeah. Thank you so much. So I also want to thank the team and the organizers, everyone who put this show together. So Anita, Vites, Alexandra, and you, Vlad, thank you so much for having me, and it was a pleasure to be part of this phenomenon.
It was awesome having you on.
Thank you for your workout.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being one of the athletes in the first Bitcoin Olympics.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Until the next Bitcoin Olympics, I guess we have to figure out how to harness our energy, all the joules that we're producing, so that we can mine Bitcoins as we run, do squats, do push-ups, do burpees, deadlifts, and uphill running and swimming, and all of the crazy stuff that's being done here on live stream.
Yeah, you're already trying to bring innovation into the space.
We should all do. So, Anita, I see that you are smiling as you listen to us.
Yeah, I'm smiling. Did you see what was written in the last block, in the Coinbase block? It says New York Times, 9th of April, 2020, with 2.3 trillion injection, Fed's plan far exceeds 2008 rescue. And that's why I had to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's wonderful that they have done that.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, it's kind of a symbolic moment, like the Bitcoin New Year, except that miners have fewer incentives to keep their operation and need to get more efficient. But the fact that users make it more interesting and celebrate this scarcity that's going to enter the market, well, I suppose that's the kind of input that we should all bring and remind ourselves why we are doing this. And it's not just, speculation. And it's not even sports. It's all about making sure that we get a better form of money that cannot be arbitrarily inflated by our governments. And we make the safest kind of return to the gold standard without our governments deciding that we should get to the gold standard. Plus, we can get gold from meteorites and all sorts of space objects.
It's nice to have something of value.
Satoshi Nakamoto said that when designing Bitcoin, we should take aliens into consideration. So, we haven't had a block in 31 minutes. When should we start panicking?
Well, I think don't panic is what the #1 rule. We'll get there, I'm sure. I'm curious to see what the next few blocks are like, if there's a trend. I keep looking. I'm looking at Blockstream's Explorer. I still don't see block 630001 yet.
No, it wasn't mined. That's what we're waiting for.
No, I know. I know. I'm just looking to see if it's here, but nothing yet.
I actually prefer mempool.space because it has a visual representation of all the blocks that have been mined, and you can also see the median transaction fee and how many transactions have been written in the block and how long it has been since the last block. It's a very nice tool.
Cool. And what is it for viewers who are interested? It's mempool.space?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. I'm going to go
Hi,
there
guys.
Hi.
I don't know if you can hear. Thank goodness that block took a long time because the first one, I hadn't even got out of the chair and put my shoes on. But I've just completed a 6.25 kilometer part of a run, and behind me is a 3,000-year-old yew tree. So I thought I'd take you guys inside to have a look, if you like.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see very clearly, but it's got a massive hole in the middle. It's still alive, absolutely fine. There's the church, the little chapel is here. There's a certificate inside to prove its age. It's not on the blockchain yet, but maybe one day. And there's a little sister tree, which is only 2,000 years. So not like the 3,000-year-old tree. So it's just amazing to think that was growing before money had been invented, and it's still here. And people think Bitcoin is young, but money is quite young as a technology, and now we have the internet. Bitcoin is here to replace what's in existence. So
that's pretty cool. A 3,000-year-old tree. That's got to be one of the oldest trees on the planet. Well, we know of.
But the oldest one I know of, within running distance at least. It's a sacred ground. But I just wanted to say thank you very much to yourself, Alexandra and Vlad, for doing the hosting and moderating. It's been fantastic and really interesting to listen to. And you came up, you didn't hesitate to get involved, and which is really brilliant. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to the Team Satoshi guys, Vitas, and the other organisers of this event, Veronica and Annabelle, and Anita. There's been lots of people involved, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of the hard work that's gone into this. But it's been so much fun. I've got to run back now, so maybe I'll get back before the block is mined. Let's give it a try.
Maybe. Well, thanks so much for showing us around. It was really cool seeing that tree, and it's a pleasure being part of it. This is a testament to what happens when people come together and create something bigger than themselves, and just really create the world that they want to see. That's the cool part about it.
Yeah, and I would like to encourage anybody who hasn't tried running or feels like they can't run to give it a go. Just go for a very short run, walk, and then just gradually build up your stamina, your cardio fitness. Join a local running club, go to a park run. It really is one of the quickest ways to get fit and healthy, whether mentally as well as physically. So give it a go if you haven't already, and enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard.
Pleasure.
And we must mention that if you spend too much time in the Bitcoin space, you're going to need a lot of running to do. Otherwise, you're going to go insane.
It's a pretty high stress, high stakes environment. So running is one of the best ways to decompress for sure.
You see all the time bad news. You see the mainstream media bashing it, and you're never sure if it's true or not. You see governments banning Bitcoin. You see the price going down. You see the mining death spiral that happens after the halvening. And by the way, we haven't had a block in 37 minutes.
Yep. I see. Well, it says filled.
Oh, they're all filled for like 21 blocks, I think. the mempool is 30 megabytes right now.
I'm checking out mempool space. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it has possibly the best design out there, because before it, if you're on mempool space, you have a menu that's called graphs, and when you click on it, you're going to see what mempool explorers before it used to look like.
Oh wow.
So you see how many transactions have paid a certain fee,
Mm-hmm.
and at which time they have been broadcasted. But this is a lot nicer to have the compact view of blocks being mined and how many are actually registered in the mempool. It helps you understand how much you can pay for the fee in the next block, and also gives you an understanding of how mining is going, because if you constantly have blocks being mined every 10 minutes, then supposedly the network is functioning very well and you have lots of hash power to support the mining difficulty. But right now it's going to be interesting because the adjustment is being made every 21,000 blocks. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I'm not sure when the last one took place, but I can do some research if we still have time.
I think that's we definitely have time. At least right now we do.
Yeah.
Cool. Are there any athletes who can hear us who would like to talk a little bit about the what you do in the space, what you did for the challenge? If so, just come off mute and come say hello. Okay, while we're waiting,
we have Christian, but I suppose he already spoke with us, and we have Anita, and they are the most active. And there's also wait, nobody else is on video. Richard is showing us some very nice landscapes from where he's jogging.
Is Sergey still here? Sergey, he was cycling.
He said, "Bye, all. Happy to be part. Go Team Satoshi." That was last. So he is cycling, I suppose. So one of the things that's really interesting about Bitcoin, people say, "Oh, it's crazy volatile," and it's one. Yeah,
we got it. We got it. The block is here. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Hey. Nice.
It took 40 minutes for it to be mined, but we have it.
You know what's interesting is 629,999 took 40 minutes, and same with 630,000.
Yeah, they were mined at the same time.
Interesting. I'm curious to see how long this next block goes.
That's always interesting. That's why I said this can be a sport that we can comment.
I do like the graphics on it. The they're like, I don't know. It's very cool. Well, maybe we should stay on until this next block is mined. One of the things that's interesting about Bitcoin is it's quite stable. People say it's volatile, but it's actually the network itself is fairly, it keeps on going. It doesn't deviate except for time occasionally, and that's it.
Yeah, and I also said something stupid before, and I need to correct myself to get the facts right. I'm not sure how many people are still watching this, but I gotta apologize. So the difficulty doesn't get adjusted every 21,000 blocks. That's some crazy idea that I had in my head. I don't know how that came out of my mouth, but it's 2016 blocks. So every 2016 blocks, we have a new difficulty readjustment.
You're probably thinking the 21,000 for the mining reward, because that's the trigger there.
Yeah, I mean, I should get the facts right when I get the chance to, and I'm happy that I corrected myself.
Awesome. On the record. It's official. Cool.
So right now with the difficulty, let me check.
Sure.
I'm on block chair. the difficulty is pretty high, and the new readjustment is supposed to take place. So on May 5, it was very high. I suppose in a few days we're going to have a new readjustment.
Oh, I'm hearing the live stream in the background.
Yeah, there's some feedback.
I think cool. Let's see.
I see that Annibal is back, and I'm not sure if he got the chance to talk too much today.
Hello, guys. Hello. Yes, I was eating and drinking something.
So how was your run?
My room was around about 6.25, like the reward around that. It was great. It was through the seaside. I live at the coast, at the east coast of Scotland. Sadly, the signal was poor, but it was okay. It was okay. It was a good room, almost like 30 minutes or something like that. Now I am back home. I just recovering, like eating and drinking something. Yeah, here to share with you. Thanks for doing this, Alexandra and Vlad. Excellent job, and to all the other participants also.
Yeah, don't mention it. I think it takes a lot more effort to actually do a run of 6.25 kilometers as opposed to sit on a chair and talk for 2 hours.
No. It's a great effort.
You were breaking up a little bit on the live stream, so maybe it might be a good idea now to talk a little bit about what you do in the space and how you've contributed for people that are.
Yes. Oh, well, my name is Aníbal Santaella. I'm from Venezuela, but I left the country like 4 years ago. We are living now in Scotland, my wife and myself. Since I left Venezuela, I decided to, when you became an immigrant, it's like a new start in your life, I was thinking what to do. I was involved with Bitcoin, but I haven't fallen into the rabbit hole. I was a miner in Venezuela, only mining and no learning a lot. When I left Venezuela, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Because my wife had a plan. She's a nutritionist. She's doing a PhD. She's like, I used to say that she's the Andrea Antonopoulos of the nutrition because she's quite intelligent in that area. I decided to dedicate my life to Bitcoin. I am an engineer of profession. I am a mechanical engineer. I work as a project management in Venezuela. I build houses for the poor people in my country, but I don't know, the country started to collapse like several years ago. Basically, we left the country because we need liberties, we need freedom. Now we're here in Scotland, is in UK, United Kingdom, and it's a good country to stay. We have some freedoms. It's quite different from Venezuela. I am working as an independent. I have worked with Andreas in the past. I translated the Internet of Money Volume 2 into Spanish. It will be releasing soon. It's on the copy editing process, something like that. Andreas told me. Now I am running like 2 projects. Once on my YouTube channel is like the name in Spanish is La Pizarra de Bitcoin. It's like the Bitcoin chatbot. It's a series of video where I explain Bitcoin to the Spanish community. It's like easy content, easy to digest, and like unpacking the complexity of Bitcoin. I have learned a lot about Bitcoin. every day I am reading something about Bitcoin. I am not a technical guy. I am not a programmer, but I am a mechanical engineer. I like the numbers. I like the dynamics of the thing. I understand the market. I don't know. After learning for 4 years into my house, I don't know, into my flat. When you became an immigrant, you left your family, your friends. Also, I am a runner, and being a runner, it's like I run daily, like 10 miles. For me, it's normal. It's like a part of my life. Running and Bitcoin, I don't know. It's like it's not a normal guy, and a Venezuelan guy in Scotland. I don't know. I enjoy to learn about Bitcoin. My friends now are the community. I am going to be honest. Richard, Vitus, Andreas is a good friend of mine. My family is still in Venezuela. Thanks God, my family is doing well. I use Bitcoin to send money to Venezuela, but only as a remittance because for example, my father is an old guy, like almost 19 years old, and I just use Bitcoin to get some bolivares and send them to him. What else? For me, Bitcoin is like a language. It's a universal language that anyone can talk. Is freedom. Also, it's a technology, it's a currency, it's a network, but it's a tool that gives us some freedom. Now we can exert like some civil liberties. It means a lot to me. It's like a philosophical concept also, no? But that is me. It's Aníbal Santaella. My Twitter is my last name, Santaella. If you write my name, it's going to show, to appear my Twitter account and my YouTube account. Also, I am hosting like a reading group. I read Bitcoin books for the Spanish community. It's like a online experience. For example, today before the halving, I was reading the chapter 6 of the Internet of Money Volume 1 for the Spanish community. I have read like 6 books now. All my projects are open, free access to the people. And now I am focusing on that, on educating the Spanish communities, I think, because the thing is that it's the community that need most this technology, Bitcoin. No, it's quite different. The situation it's like the situation here in Scotland or United Kingdom or the first war related to the South America. Venezuela is like at the edge. The situation is it's a disaster. My father only has like 3 hours of electricity in his house daily. It's normal. It become normal for the people in Venezuela. It's quite different, but these communities is the community that need most this technology. I am focusing on that because it's different. I truly believe in Bitcoin as a tool. It's not going to solve everything, but it's a tool that we can use. What else? I am so grateful to be in this community with you, with Vlad, Alexandra, and Anita has been supportive with me since we met. You have become my friends. I really. It's not a technology; it's a people. We are creating a community. We are creating a new language. When I translate words to Spanish, it's so difficult because the words even exist in Spanish. It's so difficult. But we're creating a new order of things. That I think.
%. People always talk about, what is the Bitcoin community? And I think that this is a pretty good example of what the Bitcoin community is. It's a bunch of people coming together, making things better.
Yes. It's about we're doing maybe crazy things, maybe weird things, but it's different because it's the first time we have something like Bitcoin. Is in the past, no human society had something like Bitcoin. Is we're creating a new things, a community, technology, books. It's everything, and it's a good place to be. It's a good time to be alive, and now and today more.
100%. And all the chaos that the world's going through right now, there's definitely, if you are looking for some place to put value in, learn about Bitcoin. I mean, you don't need to put money into it. If you're concerned at all, just take the time and get to know what is Bitcoin and start asking more questions like, how is money made? Bitcoin is very transparent about how it's made, and there's only 21 million. And that's it. It's divisible by satoshis. And, I think it's an interesting experiment that I think has really turned into something very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year for Bitcoin and for the world.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, it's exciting in good ways and bad ways.
Yes.
That's what's going on, but yeah. That's one of the things that made me happy to sign on about this challenge is, people, there's so much chaos going on right now globally. And one of the things that you can do to kind of, calm yourself down and to get more centered is exercise. And that's always been fitness for me. That's why I've done it. It's been a place I can go to really, really decompress and really focus. And it's that time that you can take for yourself that allows you to just have that space to get to the next thing that you need to. Especially if things are overwhelming, if you're in chaos, go for a run, go for a walk. If you're not at all, in fitness and you're concerned about where to start, just go for a walk, go for a 10-minute walk, and you'll clear your head that way.
Yeah, really. For me, running is like where I used to say that running is to burn my crazy. I run. I think I am too crazy because I run too much daily, but it worked for me. It's really nice. Even when I running, I am creating like my new ideas. I start to today I run at the morning very early because I need it. I was thinking, what will be my next video about Bitcoin? I started thinking it's work, but it's like where you talk to yourself about yourself, something like that. I don't know.
100%. I think anyone who runs will definitely will definitely echo those words for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So how are we doing with our next block? Are we still mining it?
We're always mining for a new block, but this time it's taking 16 minutes at least because we haven't had the second block after the halvening. But on mempool.space we can see some fireworks going about, so this is a nice visual to celebrate.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So how are we doing with the next block? And it's weird hearing that echo. I guess it's about a 10-second echo.
Yeah, we should mute everyone except for the participants speaking.
All right,
so
I'm going to do that right now. Hang on. Okay, I've muted everyone. So if you want to talk, you've got to unmute yourself. That's actually one of the things I'd like to point out about Jitsi. So we're live streaming via Jitsi onto YouTube, and Jitsi's got some really cool privacy features. So if you go ahead and mute everyone, you can't actually the person who wants to talk actually has to unmute themselves, which is cool. If you're concerned about people muting and unmuting your conversation, it's an interesting thing. It's also open source software. Pretty much everything we've used in production of this has been open source, and that's something that's very important for me. That's something that with the podcast, everything is open source. And I think the more open source products we're able to utilize and build and give back to, I think the stronger we'll be as a community.
Well, we are streaming on YouTube, which is not open source.
We are, but there are other platforms we'll be able to stream to. We are recording this as well, and yeah, that's probably the only piece that's not open source.
I look forward to some sort of YouTube replacement that's open source and that allows you to self-host your videos. Like
Yeah.
peer-to-peer YouTube, but not on the blockchain. None of that nonsense. Just peer-to-peer YouTube.
I agree. Yeah, something like that would be really interesting where if you put it on the blockchain, you've got all of these great ideas and they're sort of half there and then they go. And then on the blockchain, you're like, no, that's going to be really slow and nobody's going to want it. The user experience is going to be terrible. But I think the option of self-hosting and maybe even having like nodes of like clusters of self-hosting creation would be really interesting. So I don't know if there are people working on that out there, but something like that might be more compelling versus just having that one or, you know, the 10 top popular platforms. Maybe we should look at taking that back as well and connecting with other content creators.
So I just want to say that with the exception of the participants, we haven't had tweets showing workouts. I can see lots of tweets from the littlest hodler. So thank you very much for that. It was very impressive. And also we have tweets from Sergey Delgado. I don't want to mispronounce that, but he has been cycling. And also somebody asked what's up with having challenge, but hasn't done a workout. We have tweets from Anita. We have a tweet from Brian Ruiz, who actually used the wrong hashtag because he was watching the Bitcoin Magazine live stream. And Jessley, I think Jessley was on the live stream, but I'm not sure under which name.
I'm still here.
Okay, so Jess is Jessley. Okay. I haven't done the association in my head. Oh yeah, it's you in the picture. And what is this place that we can see in the background? It's like a big church.
Yeah, that's a big church in this town. So it's the cathedral of this city, Passau, in the northeastern part of Bayern. I'm still here.
And you also ran up steps.
Yeah, so you could have a view from the top of a hill overlooking into the city. So that was my part of the challenge, and Austria is close to this hill, so that is what I did. Moving from or running from Germany to Austria, just to represent Bitcoin as a borderless currency.
Also, if you follow the Halving Challenge hashtag, you're going to see lots of pictures of Vitas doing crazy stuff before swimming, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
I would show it on my computer, but it's pretty resource intensive sometimes, and I have to handle the streaming, so that's why I watch on my phone and stream on the computer, so I don't freeze it or do something stupid to break the live stream. I'm actually proud of this event. I feel like we have accomplished a lot and we have got to know each other a lot better by just talking and doing a workout.
Yeah, sport is one of the best things for bringing people together.
And Sergey has also posted his picture with the bike in the background. Oh, I almost dropped the phone.
Don't do that. Nice. Very cool.
Also, Annabelle has posted a tweet. You know, we haven't had Javier Bastardo from Venezuela. He promised that he would come. Oh, he posted a video 57 minutes ago. And he called it proof of human work, and he does push-ups.
Nice.
Yeah, because he had poor connection and he couldn't get access to the live stream.
So I just retweeted his work, and it's very nice that he has participated, even though he did not have the proper internet speed. So we did have an outside participant who joined us on Twitter. We can't say that there was none. But we should also look at the donation address to see if somebody sent any money for St. Anne's School in Zimbabwe.
I'm checking to see if the block has been mined yet.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, let me look at the address.
Cool.
It should be on the website of bitcoinolympics.org.
It should be at the very bottom, yes. And there should be a QR code. There is, yeah. Yeah, if anyone would like to donate to St. Anne's School in in Zimbabwe, go to bitcoinolympics.org and you can see information about the Halving Challenge, just some basic information, what it is, what the fitness challenge was all about, and then a list of participants, some security tips for your own safety. And these are definitely things to consider if you're newer to fitness or if you're going to be running alone. And I think a lot of people in this challenge, I guess going forward for social distancing are likely going to be in this state. So definitely take a look at some of the security tips. And then at the very bottom, you can see a little bit about St. Anne's School in Zimbabwe. And there's a QR code you can donate to. It's not mandatory. It's just something if you want to do it, cool.
So, Alexandra, how much do you think that we have raised with this live stream?
I don't know. I'm gonna say 100 USD worth, maybe more, maybe less. I have no idea. Surprise me.
Okay, so first of all, let's get to Bitcoin transactions. How many Bitcoin transactions you think there are involved with this address?
Since the challenge started or in total?
In total.
I'm gonna say 100.
That's a lot of wishful thinking, but we only got 2 of them.
That's cool.
And we have 375,000 satoshis.
Nice.
So it's 0.00375 BTC. It's not much, but it's something. It can make a difference to these children.
Exactly. And that's, I think when people are looking to, I'm starting to feel like a, like a call-in telethon. But it is true. Like sometimes just a little bit, if you've got it to give, if you're compelled to give, it can make a huge, huge difference to someone else. You should never feel like you have to, but if you really feel like it's something you want to do, even the smallest contribution makes a difference. I just looked, we have mined 630001. 25 minutes ago.
Yep. And we haven't had a new block. So since the halvening, there has been only one block, which took 40 something minutes. And now we wait 25 minutes. And we have been waiting 25 minutes until the new one, but we don't have a new one. 26 minutes.
Well,
it's likely that some miners have abandoned ship after the halvening and the difficulty is up. So it's going to take longer for the remaining miners to find that block. But we're going to have a readjustment. We should not panic. Exactly. And the price has gone up actually after the halvening. So
what
right
is it?
now... Okay, let me refresh. It's at $8,625. So it's higher than it was before the halvening. And if you're checking the price on Bitcoin now, which is developed by one of the most prolific Bitcoin project developers, not necessarily, in Bitcoin Core and stuff that's very technical, but he does lots of useful tools. And it's called Bitcoinal, BITCOINAL. And he has lots of visual representations on this price ticker. So right now it says happy halvening.
Cool.
Or having. It says having, not halvening. And it's kind of cartoony when you look at it. Sometimes you see bulls, sometimes you see bears. And you also see lots of visual information about volumes being traded on exchanges. And when a new block gets mined, you get a pop-up message on the screen. I like it. I have replaced CoinMarketCap with this one. And I don't feel like I want to go back to CoinMarketCap because Justin Sun acquired the business. And I don't want to support that.
Fair. I think what you're bringing up is people are always, if they're not technical and they want to get involved in Bitcoin, one of the things you can definitely do is look at, especially if you're a visual designer or someone who's strong in UX, reach out to a company who has a really great product that needs, decent design on it, or can, if you can help out with the UX of it, or help, get the word out. These are all things you can do in the, for Bitcoin. You don't have to program. You don't have to be part of Bitcoin Core. You don't need to have like tons of GitHub contributions. But it's important that people are able to use Bitcoin. So if you're looking to get started in Bitcoin and you don't know where to start, and you've got strong design or visual skills or UX skills, reach out to a project.
Also, I got this interesting bit of information about the block that got mined after the halving. Oh, whoa, we just had 2 blocks, like, in rapid fire. Okay, so the first block after the halving was mined by Slush Pool, which is the first mining pool to ever get built, and even Satoshi Nakamoto was aware of it. So it's nice that they marked this historic moment by mining the first block after the halving, when a lot of other miners have left. And those 2 ones were mined by OKEX Pool and F2 Pool, which are Chinese mining companies. Or is it OKEX Pool? I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it.
I don't know.
But it's interesting to watch the blocks and see that the first block after the halving collected $11,000 in mining fees, so 1.37 BTC. And the second block after the halving collected 1.27 BTC, and the third one 1.01 BTC. So we can see a fee market developing. This is no longer just some kind of theory that some people make up. There's a fee market developing, and miners are beginning to be much more incentivized by collecting fees than they are by actually discovering blocks.
That'll be interesting, especially as the block reward goes down and we get closer to, the 21 million coins fully being mined, if you will.
Actually, they need to discover blocks to get the fees. I presented the wrong fact. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, as the mining reward is lower, there's going to be a greater incentive to look after the fees, and the fees are going to consist much more of the reward, and that's when I suppose we will move to second layers for small transactions. For now, I think you can still do base layer transactions for very low fees. You can set 1 satoshi per byte, and possibly in 1 week it's going to get the first confirmation in the network.
I think it's 2140 is when all of the Bitcoin, all of the blocks should have been mined.
No, all the rewards will be given by then, but the blocks will keep on being mined.
They'll keep being mined, but exactly, yeah, the reward, the incentive reward would be gone at that point.
Also, between 2136 and 2140, the reward for 1 block is going to be 1 satoshi. So imagine that.
Well, who knows what the price of Bitcoin is going to be then? I say it in quotes because people always say, what's the price? But really, it's what it unlocks. It's money for the first time. So if you all of a sudden had something valuable given to you or that you could acquire, what is that worth to you versus what you have to trade that's kind of made by decree? It's a whole new paradigm shift. It's a very, very deep rabbit hole.
Yeah. And we're going to see if it lasts for such a long time. I mean, there's a lot of wishful thinking involved that we think is going to succeed. It's more likely to succeed than it was 4 years ago, and that's something beautiful, that the more it exists, the more likely it is for it to continue to thrive.
Exactly. I mean, this has only been around for just under 12 years, so we'll see what happens. but it's certainly going very strong.
And it's very exciting. There was nothing in history like this. We had eGold, we had eCash by David Chaum, which was cryptographic money, but it wasn't as decentralized. It did not rely as much on free market dynamics and incentives. And this is actually one of the most fascinating tests. So if anything, it's one of the most fascinating displays of human greed and psychology, and how you're going to use greed for the greater good of one network. That's actually a very smart design.
Mm-hmm.
The greedier you are and the more resources you invest, the more returns you're going to get out of the network.
Yeah, it's interesting. Instead of trying to change, something that's hardwired in human behavior, use it to your advantage. I think that that's one of the really interesting things about Bitcoin. Instead of, don't be greedy, just share. It's like, okay, if you're going to be greedy, this is what you'll get for it. It's very realistic, and I think that's very compelling. Using game theory to design a system, I don't think you'll see a stronger system using game theory.
Sometimes I think that this is our only chance, and if we mess up, then we are subjected to whatever the governments want.
Well, I think we saw that tested in 2017 with the big block war, and the fact that the community won out, I think, is key. That was maybe one of the first tests.
Yeah, but it's supposed to get nastier once we get to the privacy wars and all the changes that some developers want to bring into Bitcoin. That's going to be controversial. There are some advocates who want to let the base layer be like this, and there are still people who objected the idea of increasing the block size in 2017, who still think it might be a good idea sometime in the future. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's very hard to predict something which is as decentralized as this, because sometimes you think there is some planning behind this, and there is some hard-coded planning, but you don't know how it's going to evolve. You have no idea how people are going to react to this. And by the way, we just got a new block, and it was mined by 58 coin and 1 terahash. Okay. So this might be an independent miner, possibly.
Cool.
It's a Chinese one, that I can tell. It's not one of the biggest ones, but it's still fascinating to see. So I guess from now on, it's going to carry on with its usual schedule.
I guess we'll see. I'm wondering if now's maybe a good time to stop the live stream. If anyone who hasn't spoken who'd like to, maybe we'll give you a couple minutes, and then if we don't hear back, then maybe we'll close out and say goodbye.
So any closing thoughts?
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you had already mentioned it. I'm back from run, safely survived. I don't know if you guys had mentioned a couple of, I had received a couple of apologies. Desiree Dickerson from VP of Lightning Labs, she sent her apologies. She was going into a conference, I believe. At the time she was going to be running. She was really looking forward to the challenge, but obviously the time was shifting quickly. So unfortunately she couldn't join us. And Melton Dumers, she was going to do 200 burpees, and she was in the same situation where the timing didn't work well, but it would have been really cool to see her perform 200 burpees. It's been really cool to be a part of this, and maybe it's worth saying a few things before you go about what you guys got coming up. I know, Alexandra, you got a big conference coming soon.
Yeah, so I'm part of the Value of Bitcoin conference. I'm moderating the security panel, which is the panel before the closing panel tomorrow. So that should be interesting. Yeah, I forget the exact title of it, but
Yeah, I think Veronica, who's again, she was going to be here as well, but she's been organising that conference. She was at that conference today. Otherwise, she would have been, I believe, running or maybe doing yoga or combination of the two. Yeah. How about yourself, Vlad? What have you got coming up?
I have been working on the Bitcoin Takeover podcast for a couple of months now, intensively. I'm going to release, I think tomorrow, an episode with Eric Voskill, who is a Bitcoin Core developer and is very prolific in C++. And not only that, but he's an avid reader of Austrian economics. I have recorded the interview with him about 3 or 4 days ago. But due to all of this madness, I never had the time to edit it, to publish it on iTunes and Spotify, and write a short copy to describe what this is about. And also, when I do podcasts, I like to write timestamps so that whoever listens to it is able to just skip to the part which is most interesting to them. At least that's something I appreciate when I see it, because it helps people find the information that they're searching without having to sit through a whole conversation that they don't find enjoyable, possibly. But I think my podcasts are enjoyable. I'm not saying they're not. But if you think they're not, you should send a complaining email or something. And I can improve, I promise. I enjoy what I'm doing. I like the creativity and the freedom of producing content. And I'm not making any money from this right now, but I don't know. I'll keep on going.
Yeah, I think a podcast medium is just so addictive. And there's so much great material. You guys are putting it out. You can listen to several hours a day when you're doing chores and stimulate your mind at the same time as getting things done, which is really good. I love what I've listened to your work. I have to say, from a Bitcoin runners point of view, we're hoping to organize a conference run for the Unchained convention coming up in Frankfurt at the end of August. So Oscar is organizing that. Hopefully it's going to go ahead, with international travel and quarantine. That could be complicated, but so far it looks like it will happen. And it's also going to mark the beginning of Bitcoin Week in Germany. So if you guys are around, anybody in that part of the world, please do check it out. And I hope Vitas and Veronica will be there because they're both fairly locals. I thought I'd mention that just before we finish.
Of course. Yeah, it's one of the things it's kind of sad right now. I mean, so this weekend last year, I was at the very first Magical Crypto Conference, which was so much fun. It was one of the best cypherpunk conferences and Bitcoin conferences right during Bitcoin Week. I know most people call it blockchain. What's that?
You have the plush toys to your left.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have all of the, so we've got chicken, we've got whale panda, we've got, I'm going to completely, yes, we've got all of the magic. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So we've got all of the magical crypto friends here. I also have, this guy's kind of cool. This is fine dog. So good. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm really sad about. It was supposed to be Medical Crypto Conference this weekend. So of course, I think that's going to be postponed until next year. So if people are looking forward to that, I'm not sure the timing of that, but hopefully around the same time in 2021. I think for me, the next big conference I'm going to be at is probably Baltic Honey Badger in the fall, which is typically I think it's the first week of September this year. But it's usually within the first 3 weeks. That's in Riga, Latvia. Again, one of the strongest Bitcoin conferences globally. What else is happening? For the podcast, I've recorded an episode with NVK, so look for that coming out soon. It's been an absolute chaotic mess of getting everything organized. So that'll hopefully be out within the next couple of weeks. And we talk a lot about what he's working on and what he's done in the communication space and all sorts of really cool things. So that's the next episode. We were going to have Linux Foundation on, but they ended up canceling last minute. But there's some cool things happening this year. Yeah, I'm looking forward. And with the podcast, we don't focus on Bitcoin specifically. When it comes to cryptocurrency, we do. It's really people creating new things in the tech space. So people that are really leading in the emerging tech space. So whether that be, machine learning, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality. If you're creating something new and cool and interesting and you put in the work, these are the people we want to be speaking to. But definitely, Bitcoin is very near and dear to my heart, so we have a lot of Bitcoin episodes.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Is there anyone else that wants to say a few words before we close out?
Anibal, this is a record for you. More than 3 hours and 8 minutes in a Bitcoin meetup conference call.
I am making a new PR today. 3 hours in a Bitcoin online meetup. Nice.
Our practice last night was only a few minutes shorter than this.
Is there anyone else that wants to? Oh, I'm hearing myself echo again. Oh.
Yeah. So for how long have you been going?
3 hours, but the live stream is probably 2. Just over or just under 2.
Yeah, 1 hour 50 minutes according to my measurement, which is nice. I mean, we had fun, we exercised. I mean, you exercised, I haven't done anything yet. I have to get off this chair and do stuff. Actually, let me do some push-ups. I'm not sure if you're going to see me, but what the hell.
All right.
I'm not going to hear you because I took out my headphones.
Well done.
I'm
Vlad.
in my tracksuit, so you can see.
Come on, let's do it.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Nice.
That is cool. It's proof of work. This is the first podcast I think I've seen where there's been a workout happening.
Wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's where it's the first podcast or the first stream where it's not just been, I mean, you see fitness streams, but I think we're one of the first that has combined Bitcoin and fitness, which is cool.
Yeah.
See, I could do that with planks, but push-ups are my absolute weakest. There is, I guess with a lot of training, I could potentially do that, but that would be really, really hard for me to do.
You are allowed to go on your knees as well. That is optional.
Okay, so I just did a set of 21 push-ups.
Nice.
Well done. Excellent.
Brilliant.
And one-arm push-ups as well. That was incredible. I was just saying there's no way I could do that.
They were not one-arm push-ups because I wasn't pushing with one arm. I didn't breathe properly, so sorry. I was trying not to make noise because it's close to midnight here.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I do this, it's kind of a drill so that you get some workout on your intercostal muscles. Is that what you call them? Like
between your ribs,
the abdominals on your side.
Yep, intercostals.
Yeah.
So you do a push-up and then you do this turn. It's good for your core.
Cool.
Yeah. Wow.
This is addictive. I think I'm gonna do a second set, but just let me catch my breath.
Nice.
Feels good.
I tried completing eHodler's. He was doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups for the last little while. I modified that. I did planks and lunges.
So how did that go?
Good. It's difficult for me not having a gym. I've always had a gym at my disposal since I was literally 12. That's when I first started working out in the gym. And I started getting serious about it when I was 13, and I did a fitness instructor certificate when I was super young. I technically wasn't allowed to certify, but I wrote the exam. I was too young for it. But it's something that has really been it's been a big part of my life consistently. And there have been times where I've not worked out, but not for very long. It's something that really centers me and grounds me.
So I guess you are the most qualified guest that they could have. Because unlike a lot of people like myself, you actually have a diploma in sports.
Well, I don't. It's a certification. It was a BCRPA exam. My first year of university, I did pre-med, which was comprised of like anatomy and physiology. I didn't finish it. I should have finished it, but I didn't. And but yeah, I don't know that I'm the most qualified. I don't think. I don't know who has a certification or a degree. I think people have degrees in our group though that are in the field. Anyway, I just have experience.
So we also had block number 5 after the halvening. It was mined by Via BTC.
Cool.
And it was discovered 4 minutes ago.
So 5 blocks in less than an hour, I'm assuming? Let me go to the page.
49 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah. I think if we get another one in the next 10 minutes, we can say that we have reached the average speed of 1 block every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's 11 minutes between the last 2 blocks.
I mean, it was exciting for a while, but it's getting boring once again.
Well, I mean, that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin just keeps going. And that's, I think, a good thing. Not everything in the world needs to be super exciting. And sometimes things just have to work. And I think that's what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin works.
And it has proof of work each time it does.
Exactly.
Just like we have proof of workouts. We have worked out on camera and the whole world can see us. Actually, I'm checking the live stream chat. We haven't had messages in 1 hour. Okay, so I think after the halving, people have mostly left.
That's what I'm thinking.
But
I
there's
think
still 6 people watching. And we have 17 upvotes, so that's always a good sign.
Awesome. Well, on that, I guess we should probably close the stream. I mean, we've been going for a couple of hours. I think we've accomplished what we set out to accomplish, I hope. It's the first Bitcoin Olympics, and maybe in 4 years we can have, teams all around the world competing and like an actual Olympics. That'd be really cool.
Oh yeah,
We can
so
start.
Richard, I think you can start recording.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the live stream. So thank you very much, whoever has tuned in to watch us. Thank you very much, our guests who have participated. This was fun, and we should do it again soon.
100%.
We can wait another 4 years, but we can also do it sooner. I don't mind.
Let's start recording.
Maybe in 4 years we can have.
Yeah, I think we need to start training now for the next Olympics. Keep a focus. I'm gonna tomorrow maybe go for another run, just build up. But thanks so much for everybody who's participated in this great event. It's really memorable and really good fun, and you guys have just been the best hosts I could have ever wished for. Let's hope to see you in actual reality soon.
One of these days, hopefully, as soon as we can travel. Yeah, I miss traveling.
Start training now for the next Olympics. Keep a focus.
Are we
Thank
still?
you guys. It was a good halving.
It was great. This is my first halving, so I really appreciate being part of this, and I think it's really cool.
Guys, it's been the best hosts.
It's hard because I'm hearing the other conversations, or like, are we still recording? Are we still not? It's fine.